Hey everyone, what's going on? This is Ash and Rima from Mass Effect Odyssey, and today, as in the video when we promised a week ago, we're going to do a quick Q&A, and people have left us a few comments, so we're going to try and answer them as best we can.
As best as we can. So, do we go by
We'll go by list.
We'll go by list.
So, yeah.
Well, I'm going to start at the bottom.
Okay.
So, we've got one from Tom. I'm not going to read his full comment because it's not long, but it's going to add to the video. So,
Yeah.
It'll be on the screen for you guys. But
Yes.
he wanted us to know if we had a chance to write our own endings, how would it have panned out for Mass Effect 3? And he says that he would have seen a big space battle where Shepard would have gone from ship to ship, boarding the Reapers, advancing the Crucible, and then everything that happened on Earth and things like that. So what would be your ending to Mass Effect 3?
Did you say board the Reapers?
Yeah. Well, you could board the
that
Reapers.
That would be cool.
Yeah, you could.
I'd like that.
We never actually got to go inside a Reaper. I would like to.
Not in 3, no. Oh no, yeah we did, didn't we? Was it 2?
We never went inside a Reaper.
Did you not?
No, you go inside the Turian, you go inside the server's base that's got like Reaper tech all over it.
Yeah.
But you never actually go inside a Reaper. Not that I remember of.
There was a derelict Reaper, wasn't there?
Was there a derelict Reaper?
Yeah.
Oh, there probably was.
We're getting off track.
We're getting
now.
really confused
But
now.
yes,
Okay.
we'll come back to this one. But would you rewrite Mass Effect 3 ending? I don't know if I would.
I think I would have liked more of. I think I would like more of a boss battle at the end.
Yes. Which there was going to be.
Yeah, there was going to be a boss battle with the Elusive Man. I think having the Elusive Man turn into what he was going to turn into would have been a very cool boss
Super
battle.
Weird.
I know that would have ended up being like a kind of rewrite of the Mass Effect 1 ending.
Yeah.
But it would have been cool to get a boss battle of some form.
Yeah.
But because I don't think... Because you get one in Mass Effect 1, you get one in Mass Effect 2, but you don't really get one in Mass Effect 3.
Yeah.
So it would have been nice to have you know it's an ending of a game when you get a nice big boss
It's like
battle.
a climactic scene or moment.
Yeah, and I think that would be interesting. I also think that the extended cut kind of added a lot, so I don't think I'd add anything else to that. But I kind of like his idea of maybe going on to a Reaper, maybe actually boarding Harbinger and taking Harbinger down before you actually get to...
From the inside.
Yeah, maybe taking Harbinger down of some form, because you and Harbinger keep smash talking each other the whole way from Mass Effect 2 to 3. So it would be interesting to maybe have you kind of fight Harbinger before you actually got to the sit-down.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So that's my ending.
I think having that kind of pretty much finality of the game would have been nice. Like a boss battle or taking down Harbinger from the inside, like to finish it off kind of thing. But I don't think, because we both said in the past that we're happy with the way the game ended.
Yeah.
We had no major issues with it, so I wouldn't toy with it too much. So I'd say maybe a couple of small differences, but I wouldn't make any major changes at all. So, yeah.
Okay. So, Chuka Damon, I hope I'm saying that name right. He says, do you guys feel like Legion and Javik could have been evolved if they were brought earlier into the series, character-wise, I mean? Legion and Javik are two of the best characters in this trilogy.
They were brought in...
Quite late on.
Legion was Mass Effect 2, wasn't he?
Yeah, and then you had Legion was only there for like a very short part of Mass Effect 2, and then he doesn't become a companion in Mass Effect 3.
Yeah.
And Javik, mind you, Javik I have basically for my entire 3 of Mass Effect 3 run through, because I bring him in really early on.
Yes.
But I can see what you mean. If Javik was brought in and maybe Mass Effect 2, would that have made a difference to his character?
I think in terms of learning the history of everything as well, that probably would have been a good idea. But I feel like I would have preferred having Javik in a lot earlier than when he was introduced. I kind of feel like he was hemmed on a little bit.
I think I liked having Javik in Mass Effect 3 alone. Because in Mass Effect 3 it was all about war and like what happens when you have to do everything for like obviously protecting the big galactic war. And Javik's experience was what kind of correlated to Shepard's experience, because they were basically running the same course where one failed and one didn't.
Yeah. And
it's just like that experience. And I think having Javik throughout the whole like war situation would have been better than having Javik there for like the Collector.
Yeah.
What his opinions of what happens on the Collector base would have been interesting, because he's obviously a Prothean, and how would that have gone down if he had revealed that the Collectors were Protheans?
Yeah.
Rather than them finding out through ED doing something.
Yeah. Well, they just randomly found out, didn't they?
I would rather have had Legion a bit earlier on.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the way they introduced Legion it's fine.
But they read it quite well, so yeah. So yeah, I mean, I would like to know more about Javik, but at the same time, I had no issues with the way they did it. So yeah.
Okay, so Callum Lewis asked, do you think the technology coming out the ground was Prothean? Now another
I did when we first saw the trailer.
We thought it kind of looked like Prothean
Yeah,
Beast.
because was it the trainer analysis video?
Yeah, they come out.
It just kind of comes off nice, and because it reminds me of the buildings at the beginning of Mass Effect 1 when you land on Eden Prime.
But another commenter, I'm not gonna Martin1538 NR1 Mass Effect fan or number one Mass Effect. He says he doesn't think they're Prothean because he doesn't think the Protheans would be in the Andromeda Galaxy. He also said that BioWare said that we'd need to find technology from an ancient race that we'd never seen before. So I think he's probably alluding to the fact that maybe the remnants are probably the ones who built the spires. And I don't think the Protheans are going to be involved.
No. I think that's done and dusted with the original trilogy. So
I think if the Protheans were able to get into the Andromeda Galaxy, their war would have turned out completely different. But the Protheans were really, really advanced, so who knows if they managed to travel.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, but no, I don't think personally it is Prothean. I did make a comment previously saying they looked similar, but I don't think they would go down the route of the Protheans again. So no.
Okay. Trendale asks, what other stuff are we bros invested in? He's invested in Star Wars, Bethesda games, and comics. Do you want to go first?
Well, we're both into Star Wars and comics. I like Bethesda games, not so much now. I haven't played one for a while. My last favourite one was Oblivion, Elder Scrolls Oblivion. That's a fantastic game. That's the game that made me buy an Xbox 360 in the first place. It's more anime and stuff, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I am the anime master.
You're the anime master. You've got me into it recently, but we do watch quite a lot together.
I love what?
So
anime, anything sci-fi, I think.
Sci-fi is definitely one, yeah.
Comics, obviously. Trying to think of anything else. Music. I love music. I love me some K-pop. I love me some K-rock. I love me some J-rock. I love music in general, but world music. I love a lot of it doesn't have to be English.
It's like you have a very international kind
taste,
of brand of music, yeah.
Food, I love food.
Oh yes. Yeah.
I also So to be honest, also all BioWare games. You can't just say that Mass Effect is.
Yeah, no, it's true.
I love all BioWare games. I can spend my time just playing BioWare games in general. So.
Yeah.
I'm not actually ever played Bethesda games. I'll be honest. I'll put a hand up and say I've never played.
They're
any.
good. You have to pick and choose which ones you prefer, though. I think with Bethesda games, they are long games. They're good storytelling games. That's why I liked Oblivion so much.
I might pick up Fallout 4 when it comes out. Maybe a bit after time.
Yeah.
After maybe people have kind of reviewed it, I might pick up because I'm always one of these people that doesn't really like a silent protagonist, and Fallout always had.
No, but you haven't got a silent protagonist anymore.
Exactly. So I might be more invested to pick it up.
Yeah.
Whether the gameplay kind of suits the way I play, I don't know, but we'll find out. I'm very much into things like RPG, so I know that it's meant to be an RPG.
Yeah.
But to me, I don't know. I'm very much invested in the way MMO or BioWare kind of runs their RPGs, where it's more
Well, it's like the fact we both like BioWare games a lot, and so much so that we spent 2 hours last night trying to download all the patches for Star Wars Republic so we could play tomorrow. Okay.
So Jenks Andrews got us 3 questions, so we'll start with number 1. He says, or she says, favorite Mass Effect moments from each of the games.
Ooh.
So Mass Effect 1.
I'll let you go first. You can probably do this quicker than me. So.
My favorite moment from Mass Effect 1 was the decision on Vermeer, I think. When you have to pick between Caden and Ashley.
Ooh.
And the first time you play it, you're like, shit.
That's because you get to dump the space races.
Yeah, well,
so that's why you like that one.
I dump her every single time. But when I first played it, I was like, I didn't realise how much of an impact that actually has in the game.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I thought, we'll be able to get them back. And then you realise that you super kill them. So that's the first proper...
Super dead.
That's I guess you could say the first proper death is Rex, if you choose to kill him.
Yeah.
But... I guess the first proper major decisions picking between Caden and Ashley.
Caden and Ashley, yeah.
How about you?
Mass Effect 1. Ooh. I don't know. I really don't know. I'd probably actually go with the Rex thing.
Are you Rex?
Because I always wanted to keep him alive and convince him not to.
You never managed to, though.
But no, I never did.
How did you not manage that? I
don't know. I think I didn't have enough Paragon or whatever.
It's one of the easiest things to do in Mass Effect. It is. It's very easy. Mass Effect 2?
Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3 on par my favourite games. Mass Effect 2 would probably be when Liara becomes Shadowbroker. I love that moment so much because taking control. But yes, Mass Effect 2, Liara becoming Shadowbroker.
Okay.
What about you?
I don't know. I've got 2, but they're very much on par. One would be when you first find out that Archangel's Garrus, and the first time you play it, you're like, "Whoa, it's Garrus!" You're so happy. I think more than that, I think my favorite scene in Mass Effect 2 would be the romance scene with Thane at the end, where he's actually.
I never saw that one.
He's so distraught because he falls in love with Shepard, and he was like happy to die, but he's now scared to die. Yeah. He never was, but he's scared now because he has something to lose. Because he has Kolya and he has Shepard, and that's a really good scene, and that sums up how good of a character Thane is.
I've not seen that one.
So good, and it's like one of the that's why I probably love Thane so much, because he's just such a deep character.
Yeah.
Mass Effect 3. I know which one mine is, hands down. Mine, hands down, has to be Anderson and Shepard talking.
Oh yeah.
At the end of Mass Effect 3.
Yeah.
With that music playing, I'm proud of you, and.
I will say that one, but I'm going to go for a funny one as well, which is when in the Citadel DLC they're all locked in that. In the
vault, yeah.
And they're just having that really weird conversation. And then like Shepard's like,
should go.
yeah.
I should go.
Do I really sound like that? But
I say with more power, don't I?
But it's just because like most of the game's fairly serious and there's a lot going on, but that whole DLC is just like a little bit more of a comic.
I would say the entire Citadel DLC is just a great moment.
Yeah. So I think specifically that and the Shepard Anderson's conversation.
Okay. Number 2 for that question is, how would you feel if the Reapers turned up, not as a main enemy, but perhaps in some weird Reaper survivor chilling in the Andromeda Galaxy in the next game? I would prefer, actually, other than the Reapers, I wouldn't mind if Leviathan came back up. Like if the Leviathan species came back up, that would be interesting because they didn't really get enough of a shout in the trilogy. So whether the Reapers come back, it depends on your ending. If the ending has enough significance, if you picked controller synthesis, the Reapers have a very good chance of coming back.
It's true. Yeah.
Maybe you go to the Andromeda Galaxy sitting on a Reaper. We don't know because that's the possibility you have if you're controlling them or you're now bros with them.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't really hate it. I wouldn't think it's bad. No. I don't think they'll do it, but...
No. I don't think it'd be the worst thing in the world, but definitely the Leviathan thing would be interesting. But I think they're going to go with the whole new enemy.
I think there'll be references to it.
Yeah,
I think there'll be references to whether the Reaper survived or not.
Yeah.
Okay, number 3. Relative to the original trilogy, how long after do you A, want a Mass Effect Andromeda to be set, and B, think it's most likely to be set?
Didn't we do like a rough calculation on this?
That was the roughest. Yeah.
Was it like 20 years that we came up with?
We said the minimum amount of time would be 20 years. Yeah. Minimum. And we said minimum.
That was the Mako thing, wasn't it?
It was the Mako thing, and we were very tired. Minimum was 20 years.
Yeah.
I think at least I would want it to be set probably. I want to say at least 50 years after, because I want to say that most of the characters would most likely be gone. Maybe bar Liara, maybe.
Maybe Rex or.
Maybe Rex and Liara. Maybe
they're long-lasting ones.
Characters that maybe can kind of like tell you about like what's happened in the universe.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'd want it to be any shorter than that. I don't think I'd want it to be a direct sequel.
No.
When I think it's most likely to be set, I think probably even longer later than 100, maybe 200.
I would like personally between 50 and 100 years. Just so there's a pretty much clean break. Maybe 1 or 2 characters that have longer lifespans going to stick around. And maybe come up like as a reference point every so often, so you can go visit them and they're like really old and they're just a knowledge base kind of thing.
The only reason I say that is just because I think it's because they're planning to do a trilogy from this. I think whoever your main character is going to be in this should be the focal point. And fair enough, Shepard's going to be referenced and stuff, but I think it's time to, if they're going to do a new trilogy, to kind of start off and build their own universe from that now. Yeah. Okay, this one. I'm guessing this is a question, but...
Question/theory.
Yeah. I didn't even know how to say your name. John Chakadakis?
It'll be on the screen.
Yeah. He says he has a theory. We asked him people for theories. He said his theory is that Mass Effect 4 was about to be about Shepard and indoctrination as a way to answer numerous plot holes that Mass Effect 3 had, but BioWare got more and more discouraged from people talking about indoctrination theory because it kind of spoiled it. So BioWare kind of restarted Mass Effect and dumping Shepard in the process. So do we think that's the case, that maybe Mass Effect 4 is actually meant to be about Shepard?
As in him being in there?
Yeah, like the main character would have been Shepard in the Mass Effect 4 game if indoctrination theory hadn't become such a huge thing.
Yeah. I don't think so. No. I think they made it pretty clear that they love Shepard and they love everything he's done, but it's definitely over whether he lived at the end or not.
Yeah.
Again, might be a reference point in the future. You may have a mission where like you just happen on some random planet, i.e. the one at the end of Mass Effect 3, and they're now all living there, and the confidence is of course depending on how far it is after.
Yeah.
And Andromeda's set after the original trilogy. But maybe he's like an old man sat on a porch somewhere, just like rocking backwards and forwards, and again, it's like a reference point or an information point, but nothing more.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't.
I guess that's true, and I guess it's funny though because I think everyone has kind of this like sympathy or like even like this connection with Shepard. They want him to come back or her to come back, but I think they probably had it in their head that it's going to be a big arc. And I think they had in plan whether Shepard was going to die at the end of the original ending for Mass Effect 3 or not, I don't know. But I think they probably had it in their mind that Shepard's trilogy was going to end at some point.
Yeah.
I think most. Don't get me wrong. If they plan to keep Shepard going, that's fair enough. But they would have got to a point where something has to eventually. Shepard's not immortal, so something would have eventually had to kill him or her, or ended their career or so forth.
Whether it be Reapers or old age.
And we're even seeing it now, like their later BioWare games, they're moving it so that every game will have a new protagonist.
Yeah.
So I don't think that they were planning to keep Shepard on, but I think maybe they actually had an idea that Shepard would have been more of a central character. Shepard could have been there.
Yeah, that's true.
But not playable. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't work for BioWare, so.
You wish.
I wish, but I don't work
we
for
both
BioWare.
wish. But there you go.
But that's it. That's all our
There
questions.
you go. So hopefully we've done justice to these questions.
I hope so.
And obviously thank you very much for listening and watching as well. You can subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with all things Mass Effect, and you can help the channel to grow by sharing the video too. Once I do return from Scotland, we will be back onto a regular recording schedule. My computer's fixed, Stream's got a new microphone, so we'll go back to a regular recording schedule when I return tomorrow. Is it? Yeah, tomorrow, isn't it? And then so thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again in the next video.